Hola, mis amigos. Bienvenidos a Vigo. Welcome along to the Estadio de Balaidos. Barcelona have made the 1,000-kilometre trip coast to coast to the northwest corner of Spain, just half an hour's drive from the northern border of Portugal. The defending champions looking to continue their good form, and a team who found form themselves recently. 3 straight wins for Selta-Vigo, 4 wins in the last 5 for Barca. In years gone by, this might have been a gimme for the Catalan Kings, but Celta have recent successes against Barcelona to fill them with confidence, and without Lionel Messi, opponents surely are always going to be given a natural boost. It's a match that's been enthralling and somewhat surprisingly well balanced across the last 2 seasons. 2 wins each, Celta winning home and away in that period. Barca had won 7 of the previous 8. The 2 meetings last season we've touched on already were quite remarkable games. Celta fans will never forget the 4-1 victory over the champions here last season. They will quickly want to forget the Valentine's Day massacre that followed in retaliation. Barca winning 6-1 at the Camp Nou with Luis Suarez bagging a hat-trick. The 2 sides making their way out onto the turf at the moment at the Estadio Municipal Balaidos, and the noise you can hear coming from the tunnel is the 2 managers coming out. Toto Berizzo, in charge of Celta for the last couple of years, previously managed O'Higgins in his native Chile and Estudiantes in Argentina, and Barcelona of course managed by Luis Enrique, who spent in fact a season in charge here before returning to Barcelona in the summer of 2014. He led Celta to a 9th place finish in La Liga, then won the treble in his first season at Barcelona, followed by the double last season. Not bad for 2 years in charge. It's a good noise inside this stadium from the Celta fans. It's taken a while to fill up, but under the floodlights in the northwest of Spain, we're in for an enthralling, perhaps, La Liga encounter. I'll take you through the 2 lineups again. For Selta-Vigo, Sergio Alvarez, the goalkeeper. The back 4 is Mayo, Sergi Gomez, Cabral and Roncaglia. The midfield, Vas, Hernandez and Redoya. The front 3, Sisto, Iago Aspas and Bongonda. For Barcelona, ter Stegen's the goalkeeper. The back 4, Sergi Roberto, Piqué, Mathieu and Alba. The midfield, Andre Gomez, Busquets and Rafinha. The front 3, Neymar, Suarez and Thuram. And Adam, even without Lionel Messi, that's a front 3 that takes some stopping.
Yeah, it does, and very, very exciting on paper. And as I was talking about the pre-show, the movement of Luis Suarez is going to be absolutely key, and that's certainly going to be a massive, massive problem for Selta-Vigo. They'll be looking to run in behind. He looks to come short. You'll see him on the left-hand side, you'll see him on the right-hand side, and he just works tirelessly. And above all as well, he knows where the back of the net is. He's been absolutely sensational since signing for Barcelona. But it's certainly a tough test, as we know from last season, that 4-1 away defeat here. So Luis Enrique's side will know they will be in for a tough game, and as they've already seen earlier, Eibar getting the result away at Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid getting that result today against Valencia. They will know that they will need to get 3 points to keep that pressure and go back to the top of the table.
It's a proper Spanish atmosphere for this evening kick-off in Vigo. The floodlights on. There's stands around this stadium without roofs on, enjoying the warm evening's air. Selta-Vigo in their home sky blue tops, and Barcelona in the dark blue with a bit of red. It's the Celestes of Selta-Vigo against the Blaugrana of Barcelona, and it's Celta, the home team, who start with the ball and move it back to the goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez. They kick it long as Hernandez battles for the ball in the air. A chance to get on it for the first time for Arda Thuram. He slips it through. Neymar's looking to get in behind here, and he was pushed to the floor in the D, right on the edge of the box. And what a start this could be for Barcelona.
Well, we were talking about that high line and runners going in behind. They're claiming for a red card. Hugo Malo, the captain, got caught wrong side. You're holding back Neymar. He's going through on goal. That is a very, very tight call. Sergi Gomez was covering the crossing, and he finally got that touch on the ball to clear it away. Maybe have saved the red cards coming out.
Almost a disastrous start for Selta-Vigo. It's not the kind of start you want to make against a team that have the offensive firepower of this Barcelona side. And the free kick for Barca is going to be just off the edge of the D, and it's being placed very delicately by Neymar. There was the player tangled to the floor. This is a glorious opportunity inside the opening couple of minutes, and cause for critical concern for the Celta goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez.
It's a really, really good range here for Neymar. He's bang central, good 22 yards out. When you're central, certainly got the option to go goalkeeper side or over the wall.
Neymar steps back. The number 11, bleach blonde hair, strikes it up into the top of the wall and deflected away for a corner.
The wall did very, very well. And that's 7 in it. Very central. And we were talking earlier, Suarez coming short, so a little ball around the corner, and you could just see the runners going in behind.
It's Neymar's corner in towards the near post, and they had a player get right under it, just off the edge of the 6-yard box, Barcelona, but didn't know where the ball was, and Celta able to clear it up towards halfway. Relentless pressure from Barcelona in the opening moments of this game, but the offside flag raised on the far side just allows Celta to regroup and catch their breath.
Well, they've started really sluggishly. A through ball that could have possibly led to a red card, giving away an early free kick. Rafinha there with an early header was free. Felt they could maybe at least hit the target against Sergio Alaves.
Neymar, as he was brought down, was trying to penetrate the edge of the D, and he was sandwiched between a couple of Celta players, and that's why the red card wasn't given, because there was 2 of them there. One of them would have been able to cover, but it was a very tight call. Barca have the ball at the back with Mathieu, and it's cleared away up towards halfway. It's a stray touch, almost presenting it back to Barcelona as Andre Gomez got on the ball momentarily on halfway. And Celta with the captain Hugo Mayo goes back to the goalkeeper under pressure from Neymar, and it spurns away off his left boot as he tries to clear it into touch. And it's a Barcelona throw, only about 15 yards from the corner flag.
Well, it's not something you really see with Neymar's game, closing down the goalkeeper.
Here is Neymar again from the throw-in, very lively early on. Turns and strokes it across. It's moved on then by Busquets to the near side. Back to the centre circle. It goes to Mathieu, who's forward from centre-back and quite happy to go back to his goalkeeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. And Barca will build from square one again. It's a stray ball forward that's intercepted and put into the path of Daniel Vaz, but Barcelona quickly pinch it back on halfway and look to float one over the top for Luis Suarez. Here goes the Barca number 9, trying to turn away from the full-back Mayo on this near side. He tried to use his left leg to shift it back onto his right, but it hit his standing leg and deflected back towards the byline. As Luis Suarez hit the deck, the ball went behind for a goal kick.
That was good there from the captain, Mayo, seeing the ball out and accidentally treading on Luis Suarez's thigh, which Uruguay wasn't too happy about, but certainly not deliberate. It's been a good start, only 5 minutes into the game so far, but you just already tell Barcelona with that excellent away record this season, scoring freely, started the game by far the better.
It's 5 wins from 5 on the road this season for Barcelona, 8 straight away wins, stretching back into last season. Their last slip on the road was the 2-0 defeat at Atletico in last season's Champions League quarter-final second leg. We've played 5 minutes here on La Liga Live. It's Selta-Vigo 0, Barcelona 0. The ball is out into touch on the near side for a Barca throw-in. It's going to be taken down the line by Jordi Alba. Andre Gomez brings it down on his chest now, moving through the centre circle, across to the far side to Sergio Roberto, forward from right back. Back it goes to Andre Gomez again. Now Busquets, who's the holding midfield player, will sit in front of the back four and anchor the attacks. On it comes to this near side now. Turning away in midfield is Mathieu, who comes up from centre-back, and that was an adventurous run from the French defender, and he lashed one over the top of the bar.
Well, he's come out from the back once or twice, striding, and again, they're great strength. Aspas comes back, doesn't do anywhere near enough, a bit of a lazy tackle there from the former Liverpool man, allows Mathieu to turn, and that was a centre forward shot going 40 yards over the bar.
Maybe he was remembering what happened here in April of last year when he scored the winner. His only goal since then, though, has come in the home defeat to Alaves 3 weeks ago. Here's Neymar in the centre circle, spraying it forward, looking for the run in behind of Luis Suarez. Headed away to the far side, nodded forward then by Andre Gomez, back towards Suarez, who's bulldozed to the floor over on the far touchline, and Barcelona win another free kick.
Sergio Gomez going very, very tight in on Luis Suarez. Certainly a challenge there to go and win. The ball bounces nicely just above his hip area.
There's a slightly raised boot that caught Suarez, and rightly so, the free kick given. It's just a yard or so in off that far touchline. They'll look to curl it in from a deep crossing position, Barcelona, and it comes from Neymar right in towards that corridor of uncertainty that we talk about, and headed away at the near post and behind for a Barcelona corner.
That was a great ball there in from Neymar. Needed a Celta head to win on that. Goes out for a corner. They've started brightly. They have really dictated the play, kept the ball better than Selta-Vigo, winning those second balls as well.
Mathieu and Piqué can stay up for this one as it's curled in by Neymar, headed away at the near post by Pablo Hernandez. Barcelona looking to keep up the pressure here, but forced back into their own half. Good pressing by Celta to get out. You need to do that against this Barcelona team. You can't be pressed back into your third of the pitch. Here's Andre Gomez gliding towards this near touchline, left flank as far as Barcelona are concerned. Blaugrana attacking the goal across to our left, and the ball put into touch for a Barca throw-in right in front of the manager, Luis Enrique. And this near side is the left back, Jordi Alba. And Mathieu clears it down the line. It bounces out into touch for a Celta throw-in this time. Well, it may have got a little nick on the way. Mathieu playing on the left side of the two centre-backs for Barcelona. The throw-in has gone in the home side's favour. Celta are a team that love to have possession of the ball. Very difficult to do against this Barcelona side who want to wrestle that possession off you. And in the opening 8 minutes here, it has been all Barcelona in terms of controlling the field position and the pace of the game, with Busquets threading one square to Neymar, who dropped deep into the centre circle. On to Mathieu it goes. He certainly fancies himself stepping out to join the attack from centre-back. Busquets the forward ball, trapped under the feet then of Rafinha, and that should allow Celta the opportunity to clear, but there was almost a charging run forward by Bongonda to release them on the counter-attack. There might still be a chance of that as they move it inside. Iago Aspas looking to turn. Neymar challenging him back inside the Barcelona half. Across to Sisto now. First opportunity for those Celta forwards to get on the ball, and the cross comes in from the near side by Mayo, who was too close to the goalkeeper, and a comfortable take in the end for Ter Stegen.
Well, they did well down that left-hand side, Selta-Vigo. Pressured the ball brilliantly. Aspas comes into the Barca half, sprays it out wide to Bongonda, but terrible first touch, but then he was certainly backed up by his captain Mayo. Then all of a sudden you have plenty of time and space to look up and get that cross in. And when you put it into the arms of Ter Stegen, it's a disappointing when you have that time and space in that final third. You need to do more with a bit more quality.
There's certainly a threat about the Celta front three when they can get on the ball. Iago Aspas has been a big goal scorer here in Spain, got 18 last season in all competitions. Theo Bongonda's just 20, but a Belgium under-21 international with pace and tricks up his sleeve. And Pione Sisto made his name last season scoring against Manchester United, home and away in the Europa League, and got his first goal in Spanish football against Espanyol last week. Here's Andre Gomez for Barcelona. Across to the far side it goes to Rafinha. Now Luis Suarez opens up for him. Edge of the D. Neymar back into the path of Suarez, hooked away before it could reach the Uruguayan. Barcelona very nearly carving out an opportunity.
Brilliant again as Luis Suarez coming short. Little give and go. Andre Gomez squares it to Neymar, but unselfishly plays it back inside that penalty area. I thought the Brazilian may would have gone for a shot himself.
Here's Neymar onto his right foot, dribbling across the near corner of the penalty area as Barca attack the goal across to our left. Arda Turan down the line, Suarez to the byline. Can he pull it back here towards Neymar? And it was turned away from right in front of the feet of the Brazilian. Barca getting closer. Here's Arda Turan again, picks up the ball on the near side, left flank for Barca, heads it towards Luis Suarez, back to Suarez again. Brilliant play between Turan and Luis Suarez. They exchanged a couple of 1-2s there inside the box, passed their way right through the Celta defence, and Suarez hitting the ball left-footed, low and hard, but pretty much straight at the goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez.
Well, it's really, really enjoyable to see Rafinha into Turan, then back to Suarez, then he selfishly plays it back to the Turkish player, then back to Suarez, a half shot on his left foot. Great play.
Celta on the attack at the other end though as the cross comes in. It's turned away from right off the doorstep of Ter Stegen's goal. Both teams looking threatening now with 11 and a half minutes on the clock here on La Liga Live. Still Celta 0, Barca 0. Selta-Vigo have it on halfway. This is Mayo, the captain. Down the line it goes to Sisto, who keeps it in play on the near touch line. Mayo back infield to Radoja. He's their holding midfield player. Across to the far side once more, and this is perhaps the most passes that Celta have put together in the Barca half as they try and get into a crossing position again. It's the positive, skillful running of Bongonda, and the cross ricochets off a Barcelona defender and behind for a corner.
Well, we were talking about this earlier, that Bongonda and Sisto have to run well with the ball in that final third. You know, Barcelona could have a lot of time and the majority of the possession in this game. Celta haven't kept the ball as well as you've seen them in La Liga this season, so when you're not really keeping the ball as well, you need your flair players to start running with it. In that final third, once or twice, they do look dangerous.
This is going to be an in-swinging corner from the far side of the field as Celta attack the goal across to our right, and their sky blue shirts, white shorts, and it comes high towards the penalty spot, headed back across goal. And it was a good header back across goal as well from this near side from Pablo Hernandez, but there was nobody taking a gamble at the back post, and it flies harmlessly wide for a goal kick.
Well, if you can find a flaw and a weakness in Barcelona, you'll probably be looking at their height. Piqué, Busquets and Mateo, the only three players that really dominate in the air. So set plays will be certainly vital when you do come up against Barcelona.
They've only kept one clean sheet in their last 5 league games, by the way, Barcelona. Well, in their first 5 league games, I should say, and then they added another one at Sporting Gijón last weekend. The problem is nobody can stop them scoring. It's okay scoring 1 or even 2 against them, but they usually come up with 4, 5 or 6. And they have the ball out the back, although can't control it, and Celta pick it up with Mayo, the captain, and usher it all the way back to Sergio Alvarez, the goalkeeper, who launches it long. And it bounces a couple of times in the Barcelona half. Nobody applying pressure to Gerard Piqué, so he just moves back and plays it square to his centre-back partner, Mathieu. Here's Turan now, who's dropped deep into his own half, but he's pressed back and forced back to Mathieu again. Celta pushing high up the fields when they can, making it difficult for Barca to play out. But we know how much Barcelona like to pass their way through that first line of defence. They haven't been able to do that on this occasion. Busquets robbed of the ball. Here goes Iago Aspas. Square of him is Vaz, going to take the shot on right-footed, charge down on the edge of the D, and Piqué will steer it away. Just a little sight of goal for Selta-Vigo there. Piqué still has a clearance to make from the right-back position, long down the line, chested off by Suarez. Andre Gomez is bundled to the floor, no free kick given. Celta are winning the 50-50s at the moment, Adam.
Yeah, they needed that too many times that Barca were winning the second balls. They've just given away cheaply now, but certainly getting on those second balls and keeping 1 or 2 passes.
That's something you can't afford to do, give it away cheaply against this Barcelona team. Suarez from the right wing gets the cross in, punched away by the goalkeeper, and it comes back before being drilled over the top from 25 yards by the right back Sergi Roberto. Difficult shot to take on as it was punched back out of the penalty area towards him. He couldn't quite control it enough, and it flies over the top of the crossbar. But there's a warning sign for Celta: give the ball away at your peril.
Yeah, I mean, they gave it away in a really, really bad area. It was Daniel Vaz that gave it, and then all of a sudden you just got purple shirts flying towards you in big numbers, 4 and 5s at a time. It's one thing you say with Luis Enrique's side: they are fit, they are strong, and the way that they play, they can play on that counter-attack by far better than any side in the world.
Barca have won each of their first 4 games this season, and then had that shock defeat at home to La Liga minnows Deportivo Alaves. They've responded to that, winning 4 of their last 5, as well as drawing 1-1 with Atletico. And they will have been buoyed by that Real Madrid draw earlier today, a third straight draw for Real, and it opens the door for Barcelona to go top of the La Liga table this evening. And if they can find a way through this Celta defence, and Neymar trying to do just that on this near side, skips away from the Celta captain Hugo Mayo, and he's been pushed to the floor on the near touchline, so Barcelona will win another free kick.
Well, I can't believe that Hugo Mayo has not been booked yet. Early foul on Neymar when he went through on goal that possibly could have been a red if it wasn't for Sergio Gomez to go across. There's Enrique looking at the fourth official saying why hasn't he been given a yellow card. It's a great ball into Neymar. He just flicks it around the corner on the outside of the fullback. It's a clumsy challenge. He's had two bad challenges now in La Liga. That sometimes certainly leads to a yellow card. And he's certainly walking a tightrope now.
It's going to be Neymar to put the ball in again, just off the near touch line, right-footed, in-swinging cross, close to the goalkeeper, who was challenged in the air by Suarez, and in fact fouled in the air by Suarez, so Celta get let off the hook that time.
Yeah, it's the only foul in football I can never quite understand with goalkeepers. They come out, he's coming to a body of players. Suarez has no idea that it's around him. It's a brilliant ball in. It's a 50-50 challenge, he's gone for it, but he's got his back to goal. So he's not going to know that Alvarez is going to be coming running out and punching.
The voice of Adam Virgo alongside me, Tim Long, here on La Liga Live. Celta 0, Barcelona 0. Still the score after 17 minutes. As Celta launched one long, and it's found its way to Bongonda over on the left flank. Might be a chance for them to attack now. Iago Aspas into Vaz. Iago Aspas trying to break through into the penalty area, and it had to be hacked away in front of him and into the fans over on the far side. It was a direct run from Iago Aspas, and he nearly found a way through.
Well, they need to get him into the game a bit more, the front three especially in this home crowd. You want to try and get them on their feet a little bit more, give them something to cheer about.
Celta will take the throw in about halfway inside the Barca half, and it comes towards the far edge of the penalty area. Bongonda trying to take it down, Sergio Roberto trying to clear. Barcelona's clearance deflected up into the air, headed forward towards the penalty area, and finally cleared away to halfway. Celta have done okay in the opening 18 minutes.
I mean, they've certainly come back into the game, Tim. First 5-10 minutes, Barcelona were just attacking in wave after wave movement from Suarez. Neymar get into the game well, but they've just winning a few more second balls, and they're just putting a couple of passes together, which certainly helps them get up the pitch a bit more belief in that final third to cause two fullbacks, Roberto and Albert, a few more problems.
How long can you keep this Barcelona attack down for, though? That's the question. They've averaged 3 goals a game away from home this season. 5 at Sporting Gijón and Leganés, as we've talked about. Stretching back into last season, it's an average of 3.5 goals a game in their last 8 games away from home. Celta on the ball at the moment, though, with Hernandez. Outside of him was Sisto, but he turns back the other way, moves it towards the centre circle, where Redondo spreads it across to the far side of the field. Chance again for Theo Bongonda to open up his legs and run. Attacking the far side of the penalty area, gets a cross into the near post as well. Ter Stegen had to push it away. Unfortunately for him, it fell to Arda Turan to clear.
Well, that's what you're talking about. Bongonda, brilliant run down that left-hand side, gets to the byline. Because he's run with it, that allows your midfielders to make those runs into the box, add bodies in there. Of blue shirts, Daniel Vaz so close. Scored against Panathinaikos during the week, trying to add to his tally.
Celta offering a threat as well here in the opening 20 minutes, still goalless. Piqué forward to Neymar, who keeps dropping deep. Back to Piqué it goes again. Neymar points where he wants the ball. It goes the other way though. Crunching challenge in from behind by Roncaglia to force the ball back into the path of Bongonda, who's full of running, and so too is Sisto, who's gone on ahead here. Very nearly got there on the far corner of the penalty area, but Ter Stegen off his line, able to come out and pick it up.
Oh, you don't mind that, because you need your other winger to see where the ball is down that left-hand side. And if you make that run, it makes sometimes the decision on the ball easier for you to do. If you look up and there's not much movement in front of you, it's when you take 1 or 2 touches and you can get caught. If you see someone running, it encourages you to pass the ball forwards, which they did there. Good goalkeeping though from Ter Stegen, coming off his line, reading the danger.
Pirene Sisto again, exchanging passes with Vaz this time, halfway inside the Barcelona half as he moves it across to the far side to Bongonda, who's seeing plenty of the ball. Now the pass comes in towards Iago Aspas on the edge of the penalty area, and Bongonda tried to help it back over the top, looking for either Vas or Iago Aspas in behind, but just got a bit too much on it, and it runs straight through to Ter Stegen.
That was a good first touch there from Aspas. Good fiery ball into him. He can't give anyone time and space to get tight. Lays it off, and Bongonda couldn't quite get the strike on it, but much more encouraging signs in front of goal at the minute from Selta-Vigo.
You don't often say this, but Barca haven't been able to get out their own half in the last couple of minutes. There's been some poor passing from Luis Enrique's team. Celta winning it back high up the pitch. They've applied a bit of pressure onto Barcelona towards the midway point of this first half.
I think this season, possibly the result against Atletico when they got beat 4-0, they've been in the games the majority of the time and kept with it.
Barca have given it away again inside their own half, and into the penalty area they go here. Big chance for Celta, and they've taken the lead. Barcelona give the ball away, and they are punished by Pione Sisto. The man who made his name scoring against Manchester United last season now has one against Barcelona, and it's another twist in this season's La Liga tale. The defending champions trail in Vigo.
Well, you talk about taking your chances against Barcelona, you're not going to have too many, but this is a quality finish from Sisto. This is my main worry for Barcelona. Ter Stegen playing out from the back. He seems so vulnerable every single time, and it is a brilliant ball from Aspas. I don't really watch the eyes. He plays it to the right hand side. It's a brilliant first touch. Jordi Alba can't then make the challenge. Ter Stegen comes out and he just coolly passes it into the net. Barcelona make their own mistakes, and Selta-Vigo have punished them for it.
Pione Sisto, who scored, as I mentioned earlier, for Michelin, twice against Manchester United last season, goals that attracted a number of bigger clubs, and he joined Celta in the summer, scored his first goal for the club in La Liga against Espanyol last week. He's got another one here, and this one comes against the defending champions. But Barcelona punished for giving the ball away at the back. Ter Stegen was trying to play out. They had been warned time and time again, and they're being warned again here. Iago Aspas drives it in from 22 yards, curling towards the top corner, and this time Ter Stegen got across to push it away and over the bar.
Well, Barcelona asked plenty of questions now from Selta-Vigo. This time Aspas having a shot. Comfortable save for Ter Stegen, central of the goal. Has to parry it over. If he can try and get a bit more bend in that, maybe put it into the top right hand corner, improve the goalkeeper a few problems, but brilliant reaction from the goal from Selta-Vigo, and Barcelona are a bit of pressure at the minute.
I don't really quite know what's happened, but Barcelona seem to have lost the ability to pass the ball at the moment. They've given it away time and time again inside their own half. I said just a few seconds before the goal they couldn't get out of their half. Now they've given away a corner. It's whipped in, deflected towards goal, but grabbed in the air by Ter Stegen.
Set plays are going to be crucial again for Selta-Vigo. You still have to make sure that they are right, and there's Crabal there. 3 attempts, but the ball was in so much pace. I think he saw it a little bit late.
Barca give it away again. It's one back on halfway by Selta-Vigo, and they're approaching the edge of the D. Iago Aspas just had it taken off his toes as he was looking to thread it back to Daniel Vas. But you have to give Celta a great deal of credit. They're being very proactive in their challenges, stepping in right on top of the Barca players as soon as they receive the ball.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that Barcelona haven't really got their first touch going at the minute, and now Selta-Vigo are playing a lot higher line. They're pressing in Barcelona's half now, and they're not afraid now to go and make a couple of challenges. Before, they were stepping off 5 yards, and then that's all Barcelona need, that little bit of time and space to get on the half turn. They're making a game of it now. Barcelona are rattled, and Selta-Vigo are not giving them any time and space on the ball, but I just can't really understand Ter Stegen's idea then to play it out from the back. It was a lazy ball into Busquets, but take nothing away from Aspas's pass into the path of Sisto. And it's interesting to see that Joe Hart was called into question when Guardiola went to Manchester City about his kicking ability. Every time I've seen Ter Stegen play, he always seems very, very vulnerable, and it's just interesting to see what, he's a Guardiola signing, and for me he is very, very poor with his feet.
Of course, they'd lost Claudio Bravo to Manchester City because Pep Guardiola wanted a keeper that could pass the ball out from the back, and Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is now the club's number one. He was their cup keeper last season, but he only started 6 games in the league. Barcelona have the ball in the Celta half for the first time in a while. It's fired across towards Neymar on the near side. It was going to reach him, but a flying mid-air challenge just diverted it away and out into touch for a throw-in.
Well, it's important that Celta keep your composure, keep concentrating. You can't switch off for 1 second, even though Barcelona have had a bad 10 minutes on the ball, but those first 15 minutes they were absolutely sensational. There's only really a bit of quality in the final third that was missing.
And trying to turn on the near touchline is Thuram, and he's been fouled on the near touchline, so Barca have a free kick only about 8 yards away from the corner flag, and a chance for Neymar perhaps to deliver again. Celta need to keep being proactive and positive, don't they? The danger in this situation when you've got a lead is to sit back and try and cling on to it, and if you do that against Barcelona, it doesn't usually last too long.
So yeah, sometimes a goal can work against you.
Neymar curling the ball in towards goal, and that's a comfortable enough take for Sergio Alvarez.
I say sometimes a goal can work against you when you've been pressing and you've forced teams into mistakes, and you get that goal, and all of a sudden for 5-10 minutes you start thinking that you've got the lead and you're thinking about it a bit more, the way that you play, and you drop off 5-10 yards and it works against you. The goals had an opposite effect to Celta. They've got the goal and they're keeping on the front foot, a bit like boxing, you know, when you've got the man in the corner, you just keep fighting away. That's what Celta are doing now, and Barcelona seem very rattled, throwing in a few challenges as well. They weren't like that.
Celta have the ultimate heavyweight rocked here, and a challenge in the air from Daniel Vaz has just been penalised. He felt very hardly done by it, although Arda Turan suggesting there was an elbow to his chin. And the free kick has gone Barcelona's way. They've given it away. On the near side, it's charged down by Thuram, and Celta have the throw-in. What you don't want to do if you're Celta is give Barcelona the chance to pass the ball and work it the way we know they can. They were in this position, of course, in the Champions League in midweek in Germany, falling a goal behind, but ended up scoring too late on and winning the game. Going down the line for Celta, and the free kick has gone against them on the near side. The fans a little riled by that, feeling one or two decisions are going against them at the moment.
I did wonder how Selta-Vigo would react now having this Europa League fixtures in their schedule, and probably tell the first 15 minutes they looked a little bit flat, they looked a little bit tired, and Barcelona with that extra day recovery seemed to have settled into the game more, but the goal has certainly swung the game into the home side favour, and at the minute they are the better side.
Yeah, Barca with the extra day's rest. The flip side of that, of course, is Celta played at home on Thursday. Barca travelled to Germany a day earlier. It has taken Celta a while to find their feet, but they're in full flow now, and Iago Aspas has just been bundled down on the edge of the centre circle, and the home side have a free kick just to calm things down, steady the ship. And we look to cross the half-hour mark here with a real shocker on our hands. Selta-Vigo leading Barcelona here on La Liga Live by 1-0. Move from the centre circle across to the far side for Celta. They're coming forward again with Bongonda, always willing to take on his man. He skipped away from one, but then stopped by the covering challenge and wins a throw-in on the far side. He's been as positive as anybody in this opening half an hour, Theo Bongonda. I got to watch him close up for the first time against Espanyol last week, and he was impressive, and he's been perhaps even more impressive against the defending champions so far today. Just another one off the Belgian production line. Forward it goes on this near side via Mayo. Now Sisto, the goal scorer, in a right wing position at the moment for Celta, dribbling away from Thuram. Neymar looking to apply pressure at the back onto Gustavo Cabral, who dealt with it just about well enough as he played it back to his goalkeeper. There are a couple of Barca players swarming around him. Barca finally have won it back here with Thuram. On halfway is Busquets. Across it goes to Piqué. Piqué stepping forward over halfway, finding Rafinha. Half an hour played, Selta-Vigo 1, Barcelona 0. The goal 22 minutes in from Sisto. Now a chance for Suarez to turn on the edge of the penalty area. He tried to pirouette quickly on the edge of the box and skip past a defender, but he was stuck to ever so tightly. And here goes Iago Aspas on the counter-attack. He's got an option to his right, and Hernandez is going to go alone, and he scored! Oh my! Iago Aspas onto his left foot, drove it low from 20 yards out, into the far bottom corner. He scores for the second league game in a row here. An 87th minute winner against Gijón, and now a goal against Barcelona, and just over the half-hour mark, Celta lead the defending champions by 2-0, and you just cannot predict this La Liga season.
Well, you certainly can't, Tim, and this goal has come out of nowhere again. They had their own possession on the end of their box. Suarez loses it in Selta-Vigo's box. It's a long ball up. It's a lazy header from Busquets. But Aspas still has 25-30 yards to go towards goal. I don't think Piqué gets anywhere near tight enough to him. He drops and drops and drops, and then ends up in the 18-yard box, and then places it with his left foot across Mark ter Stegen. It's a brilliant strike into the bottom corner, leaves the keeper without a chance whatsoever to save it. That's a quality goal on the counter-attack there from Selta-Vigo, coming from the mistake from Suarez in Selta-Vigo's box. One ball up, within 20 seconds in the back of Barcelona's net.
Here they come again with Iago Aspas, who was challenged by Piqué, who went to ground. It's come for Daniel Vaz, who threads it into the path of Aspas. Oh, it's in! It's in again! It was into the path of Iago Aspas, and it's turned into the back of the net by Mathieu, an own goal. Celta are running riot against Barcelona, on course now for 4 straight wins. The Celestes reaching for the sky. They had one of the most famous days here last season against Barcelona. They beat them by 4-1. In the first half this evening, it's Selta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 0, and it's 2 goals in the space of as many minutes.
Well, Luis Enrique looks absolutely shocked as he sits on his bench without an answer. Given away poorly again by Turan. And it's a brilliant ball in from Daniel Vaz. It's a horrible ball for the Frenchman. Mathieu, I think ter Stegen needs to be doing a lot better. I think he needs to be more commanding. That's a goalkeeper's ball towards the end of the box. You've got Aspas coming in behind him. It's a horrible one for the defender. It really, really is. I mean, I really can't believe what I've just seen in this first half an hour.
Barcelona just not at the races today. The passing from the back has been poor, and Celta have taken full advantage and then some. This is something you very rarely witness. Barcelona trail by 3-0 here on La Liga Live. They're on the attack over on the far side, back towards Neymar, who can't jink his way free on the edge of the penalty area, and Celta just hammer it clear towards halfway. Andre Gomez trying to turn it forward, very nearly got Rafinha in one-on-one, blocked at the last moment, and the handball surely will be given against Piqué, and it is. We talked about a heavyweight battle, having a team or a man rocked against the ropes. Well, this is a big fight atmosphere here at the Estadio Municipal de Balaidos this evening. They just love playing against Barcelona.
It's a massive 5 minutes now for Selta-Vigo. You can't give that Barcelona any ounce to get themselves back into the game with a goal, because you can certainly feel that the firepower they do have, even at 3-0, you still feel that they could still get back into the game.
This is not game over.
No, not by any chance. I mean, you and I asked the question before the game, who do we think we win? I don't think we even answered it. We just looked at each other saying we can't believe we've been asked the question. I really thought that Barcelona would absolutely be in complete control of the game. But even at 3-0, half an hour, 35 minutes into the game, as you just said there, Tim, this game's nowhere near over.
Celta have won it back high of the field again. Would you believe this? Curled towards the far post. Pounced on this time by ter Stegen. But they are breaking through at will. That time it was the right back, Hugo Mayo, with the curling left-footed shot. Ter Stegen able to pounce on the ball. And Barcelona have to find a way of taking some kind of control in the game. You just wonder, even before half-time, if Luis Enrique needs to turn to Andres Iniesta. It's a cross into the box from a deep position by Suarez, and goalkeeper and defender for Celta almost getting in each other's way. It's headed behind for a corner.
But it kind of feels like Barcelona are a bit of their own medicine, because every time they press teams and they give away the ball, 9 times out of 10 they'll end up in the back of the net. Neymar gave it away cheaply there. And Selta-Vigo have punished them every single time they've given away the ball.
Neymar's corner in towards the near post, turned away. The performance, both defensively and offensively for Celta, has been so much to admire in terms of the way they've been positive and pressed Barcelona and played them at their own game to a certain extent, and they have got their just rewards. Selta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 0. 36 minutes gone. I'll say it again. Selta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 0. Barca on the attack again, though, on the far side as the cross is hooked away. Headed forward by Piqué from the halfway line. Busquets, tight control, able to turn away. Gets it back from Andre Gomez, threads it through. Luis Suarez, far corner of the penalty area. They have to be careful not to bring him down. Sergio Roberto with the cross, deep to the back post. Nobody there for Barcelona. The header away was poor, though, by Sisto. Up into the air, headed across the edge of the box for Celta. And now Iago Aspas can look to run it clear. And he was pulled to the floor by Sergio Roberto. It's a free kick for Celta, 20 yards inside their own half. And they can just start to settle things down again.
Oh, when we got the team lineups, I really thought that Turan would be more on the right-hand side, linking up with Suarez and Neymar, but it's actually Rafinha there, and Turan's playing a bit more centrally. Hasn't really got into the game whatsoever. You're talking about Luis Enrique looking at his bench. I mean, he'd certainly be a man that I'd bring off for Andres Iniesta. They need to keep the ball now, Barcelona. Take the momentum out of Celta Vigo's game.
You associate Barcelona with having control, don't you? In the midfield in particular, Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta in years gone by. They haven't had any of that type of control in the opening 37 minutes here this evening. No surprise to see Iniesta warming up on the touchline.
And I haven't seen a Barcelona side rattled this much in a long time. Probably the last time they came here, to be honest.
They've got Rakitic on the bench as well, of course, who's a player who can perhaps help to steady the ship. Sergio Roberto tries to turn it away from by the Barca corner flag. Now the counter-attack maybe is on for them. Bursting forward is Andre Gomez, holding off two challenges and getting fouled eventually on halfway after he burst forward about 40 yards.
I mean, he'd been in to do that. I just think Busquets in midfield, holding midfielder. Certainly Iniesta can do that, start playing out from the back. Rakitic is someone of good quality on the ball as well.
Barca haven't made anything of the free kick and they've committed a foul of their own. Turan just off the edge of the centre circle. Fouling Iago Aspas, who is trying to move the ball out towards this near side.
You wonder if the referee's forgotten his cards tonight, because he's so many fouls he could have easily given a free kick there for. It's a bad foul from Turan on the halfway line, just clipping away at Aspas' legs when he went to pass it out wide.
The ball is played across to the far side. Bongonda beaten to it though and took the final touch. It goes behind for a Barca goal kick. And 38 minutes on the clock here on La Liga Live. Selta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 0. Barca will feel pretty positive if they could get a goal back before half-time. I think the aim for Celta now is to make it through to the break with a clean sheet.
Yes.
And then the manager can get into them and reorganise them and re-motivate them to go out there for the second 45 minutes to try and continue to keep Barcelona at bay. Turan sliding in the centre circle has been beaten to it. Redoya forward, lovely flick of the ball by Iago Aspas, and then the return ball back to him was just behind him and he fell down to the floor off balance. But Celta are playing with a confidence, an elegance and a strut at the moment. Here's Neymar, who exudes all of those qualities too, but not on this occasion. He runs into trouble, picked up by Turan. Neymar still down. Barcelona have the ball though. Neymar slowly picking his way up with a through ball. Slips Suarez in and he takes it away. Wide angle as the goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez came to close him down. He was dribbling towards the byline and he tried to dig out a finish with his left foot. He's certainly a player that's got the ability to do it, but on this occasion it flies wide.
That's a brilliant through from Gomez into the area. Alvarez, the goalkeeper, comes out very quickly. He closes Suarez's angle down very tightly. It's always going to be hard for the Uruguayan striker to get that into the back of the goal. I mean, there's not many teams 3-0 down who I still feel that they can come back and even win this game or even get a point out of it. 9 times out of 10 I'll be sitting here now saying the second half would be long and difficult to get back into for many sides, but for Barcelona you just feel, even without Lionel Messi, that they can still get something from this.
A 3-0 lead against Barca is like a 1 or 2 goal lead against anybody else, isn't it? This is still very much game on. Sisto keeps the ball in play on the near side. Looks to jink onto his right foot. He's away from Turan. He's away from Jordi Alba as well, not once but twice, still going into the penalty area, and eventually Turan got back at him and pinched the ball off him. And then chips it forwards, looking for the run of Neymar into this left channel. Neymar going to try and burst away from Hugo Mayo, stuck to him all the way. In fact, it was Cabral with the challenge, diverts it out of play for a throw-in that Neymar has already taken, and then Cabral picked himself back up after making that challenge and got first to a bouncing ball and just hammered it to the back of the stand on the near side. Barcelona have taken the throw-in again. Neymar trying to trick his way into a crossing position. That's a brilliant move from Neymar, and he's being tangled up by Redoya, and the free kick inevitably goes Barca's way, just a couple of yards off the near edge of the penalty area.
Well, Neymar is saying to the referee, 3-4 challenges now being met with a booking. I don't like players looking to get booked, but he certainly has a point there. I mean, that's a deliberate tap back on his shirt.
He should have been booked there, there's no doubt about it.
2 or 3 of the Selta-Vigo players, Mayo, should have been booked.
Free kick from the near side, going to be taken by Neymar. It's high towards the far top corner, but it's too high over the top of everybody and over the top of the bar.
Well, you can see what he was trying to do there. Alvarez would be one looking to come out and punch it, but he tried to trick him a little bit to put it into that far post.
3 minutes to go until half-time. Celta still 3 up against Barcelona. 3 goals in the space of 11 minutes. Sisto first, halfway through the first half. Iago Aspas then just over the half-hour mark, and an own goal from the Barcelona centre-back Jeremy Mathieu just a few seconds later. Just confirming, Adam, we haven't had a yellow card in the whole of this first half. We wondered whether there might be a red card early on for a challenge on Neymar. Not even a yellow was given for that. I can only assume the referee has left the cards in the dressing room.
There's so many challenges, Tim. I'm not one for referees giving out yellow cards and red cards all the time, but you have to do it sometimes, and the captain, Mayo, early on in the first 20-30 seconds could have easily been a red card, then it has certainly been a yellow.
Maybe he'll make up for it in the second half when he picks them up at half-time. Piqué has his pass charged down from the back and has to scamper back to recover, and goes back to ter Stegen. Out to Mathieu, who scored that own goal after 32 minutes. Quite a fantastic ball it was into the penalty area, though. Celta have been so clinical going forward in this first half. They have picked off Barcelona after those passing mistakes. This time it's Andre Gomez for Barca trying to drive through and winning a free kick. Celta are almost there, though, at the half-time whistle as we move into the 45th minute.
Well, you can give them an 11 out of 10 for their clinicalness in front of goal, Selta-Vigo. They've been absolutely brilliant, and as I mentioned earlier, Barcelona punish any team that make a mistake. They're in a little bit of their own medicine. They've been absolutely brilliant since about the 20-minute mark, the home side, and completely dominated, and I'm surprised need to say they thoroughly deserve their 3-0 lead.
Forward it goes towards Neymar. Neymar has the ball knocked away. Barcelona are going to get the throw-in on the near side. Luis Enrique has avoided making any substitutions in the first half. It'll be interesting to see if he does at half-time. Busquets moves it across to Piqué. And the 2 Barcelona centre-backs split. Piqué across to the right side. Forward ball into the feet of Luis Suarez, who went down holding his ankle under the challenge. No free kick given, but it will be given here against Barcelona. And here we go. The referee does have his cards. It's a yellow card for Sergio Busquets. Barca riled at the moment. Thought they should have had a free kick themselves for a challenge on Suarez, and then give one away on the edge of the centre circle. And that takes us into added time at the end of the first half. I don't think Busquets can have any complaints, although Barca as a team might have a few complaints that Celta haven't received any cards in this half.
I mean, it certainly was a yellow card on Sergio Busquets. Goes flying in, doesn't get anywhere near the ball.
Well, there is the half-time whistle. Celta have sliced and diced Barcelona in this first half at will. 3 goals in the space of 11 minutes. Pione Sisto giving them the lead after 22, found by Iago Aspas. Aspas, who then doubled the lead 9 minutes later, drilling in a low shot across goal to send Celta into dreamland. They thought it couldn't get any better, but it could. Just 60 seconds or so later, Mathieu turning into his own net. Celta-Vigo lead Barcelona at half-time by 3-0. Luis Enrique has an awful lot to ponder in the second half. The half-time score at the Estadio Municipal de Balaidos, it's worth saying again, Celta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 0. This is La Liga Live on TalkSport 2. They don't tend to do plan B, do they, Barcelona? If it's not working passing out from the back, they keep doing it until it does work. We've had a similar thing with Manchester City this season in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola, who's instilled this in these Barcelona players, has come to the Premier League and he said, well, this is what I know works, I'm going to keep on doing it. It hasn't worked for Barcelona here tonight.
Yeah, it's the modern day way. I mean, we're saying I'm old school and everything else, but sometimes you do need a plan B, and sometimes you do need to turn teams. It's not necessarily playing a long ball and playing on second. Sometimes you just need to change up a little bit. A long ball into the corner or a diagonal can be seen as a way out, but they just want to keep playing and playing. And then Celta-Vigo playing a higher line now. First 15 minutes they dropped off a little bit too deep, and now they're playing in Barcelona's half, and they're making them into mistakes, and they punished them for it.
The plan B for Barcelona tonight seems to be Andres Iniesta, who looks like he's coming on for the start of the second half to make his 600th club appearance. I just wondered if Luis Enrique might have the cojones to make that change halfway through the first half. We thought they needed a bit more control after the first goal, halfway in, 22 minutes from Sisto. Celta then, at that point, you could see the lift in the players, the fans, and Barcelona lost control. He didn't make that change, and they added a further 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, in midfield they were giving away the ball poorly. I mean, Turan hardly been in the game whatsoever. Be expecting a little bit more from him. He's had a go. Andre Gomez, who they signed in from Valencia. Busquets holding midfield. It hasn't gotten the ball anywhere near enough to start playing out from the back. The two centre halves have really had to go out wide a lot more rather than playing through the middle, and I think that's where Iniesta will certainly make a massive difference.
Well, here we go. We're just about ready for the second half. Two teams back out onto the field. Barcelona lining up across to the left of halfway. Celta-Vigo across to the right. And Barcelona take the kick-off and attacking now the goal across to the right in this second half. Still very much doable for them, and they could overturn this 3-goal deficit with the quality they've got, and especially adding in the quality of Andres Iniesta, who's come on in place of Arda Turan for the start of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a substitution I felt that Luis Enrique had to make. They needed more control in midfield.
I do beg your pardon, Rafinha it is who's gone off for Iniesta. So Turan remaining on the field, and Rafinha, whose name I didn't really say much in the first half. The game just passed him by, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was Turan that come off as actually Rafinha. Yeah, I mean, it was just, I mean, any one of those two could have easily have come off.
We played a minute of the second half. Celta leading Barcelona by 3-0 as it's hoisted up towards the head of Neymar and runs on down the line and out to play for a Barcelona throw-in. And this is a Barcelona team, of course, missing the mercurial talents of Lionel Messi. I just wonder if that injury for Messi will cost them through the course of the season. And here goes Celta again, pitching the ball back with Bongonda, driving forward away from Busquets towards the edge of the penalty area, just taken away off his toes with Vass in close proximity, trying to receive the ball in the box. Celta have to settle for a corner.
Well, you always wonder when half-time comes along, you're 3-0 up against Barcelona, what is your reaction going to be at the start of the second half? Would you be dropping off, allowing Barcelona to come onto you, or do you just take the initiative and try and go for that fourth goal? Brilliant run there from Bongonda, 20-30 yard run into the box, wins his side a good corner.
Daniel Vass will take it from this near side, right-footed and in-swinging as Celta in their sky blue tops attack the goal across to our left, although he takes it short this time. laid back to him, then the ball comes in. It was flat and poor and cleared away by the first defender. Neymar looking to win a bouncing ball on halfway, but he's beaten to it, and Celta play it back to Mayo, who launches it long over on the far side of the field. Jumping in the air and trying to challenge is Pablo Hernandez, making it difficult for Barca to clear. Eventually they do. Celta have to be willing to fight in this second half the way they did in the first, and so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, they've done brilliantly. Really started on the front foot. Bongonda with that run I was just talking about earlier, but they're putting pressure on Barcelona in that midfield. They're not allowing Iniesta, Busquets any time to get control and start dictating play. Now you've got the front three now, Turan, Suarez and Neymar. More of a natural front three for me, Rafinha going off.
Tell you what, I said that Barcelona would stick to their principles and keep passing from the back. Ter Stegen was just closed down, only just got the pass away, then they passed it right across the edge of their 18-yard box and almost gave it away, but they've moved it now into a central third where there's just about nobody apart from Sergio Busquets. So that's what happens if you play out of the initial pressure. Here goes Neymar then over on the far side, a bit more space to work with, although Celta getting players back and had 4 or 5 bodies around Neymar just off the edge of the D, bundled into the floor, and Barcelona have a free kick in a very good position. Well,
Certainly was a foul. Neymar coming in off the line brilliantly. This is a very, very good range. Looking a good 25, close to 30 yards.
It's just off the far side of the D, a few yards further back. Slightly better position for a right-footed attempt. It's about in line with the right-hand post of Sergio Alvarez's goal. And there's 3 stood over the ball at the moment for Barcelona, although Luis Suarez is the man who looks most likely to take it. Neymar takes a few paces back as well. What a couple of options to have over this. Nacho is the other player there, although I can't see him pinching it from either one of those two. Here goes Suarez, straight into the wall, comes back to Luis Suarez, drives it in again, ferocious hit, but it cannons away off a Celta player, and then they just hammer it clear to halfway. And Bongonda's on the chase, and forced back to Ter Stegen. Barcelona able to retrieve possession and retrieve control, but it was a poor free kick, it has to be said, from Luis Suarez.
Now we know what he can do, straight into the wall, but what the wall did brilliant. They reacted to that second ball, got another block in straight afterwards.
Well, Celta can't believe this here. Iago Aspas has gone down under a challenge 40 yards from goal, and the free kick has gone against him. Barcelona have already got on with it. Iniesta can't squeeze a pass in towards Busquets. It's pinched back here by Sisto. Sisto onto Iago Aspas, edge of the D now for Celta. Tries to trick his way through a gap, and Piqué emerges with the ball. He steps out, the big centre-back, and plays a pass forward, but again another positive and purposeful challenge on halfway, but once more a Barcelona free kick.
And the next goal is absolutely crucial. I'm only saying that because Barcelona have the capabilities of pulling this back with the firepower that they certainly have got.
Luis Suarez dribbling with the ball, but away from goal. Ran into a challenge from Daniel Vaz. Cabral goes back to his goalkeeper, who's under pressure from Turan. Clears it away over halfway. Just 20,000 inside this stadium, but boy are they enjoying it. And their team on the attack again. Bongonda gets the cross in from the near side. It was a nice burst towards the byline, but he stood the ball up towards the back post and chipped it a little bit too much over the top of everybody in the centre.
It's always very difficult, but it's good to see in that final third Bongonda going up against Sergi Roberto. When you run at that pace and you get to the byline, it's very, very difficult to then put ball of quality in.
They're into the penalty area again. Here's Celta, driven in from the angle and stopped to the near post instinctively by Ter Stegen, who didn't know a great deal about it. He was in a standing position, the shot was a tight angle, and it just cannoned against him and ricocheted away. And coming down the other end of the field, Barcelona have won the free kick. This is high octane stuff, end-to-end football. Barcelona making it an open game because they have to commit players forward. The next goal really could go any way at any time.
Well, you know Barcelona won't sit back, they'll still throw bodies forward.
Sisto again running with the ball away from one, faced by the two Barca centre-backs, who then turned back into trouble and got dispossessed by Iniesta. Pass forward by Andre Gomez. Now on this near side, Andre Gomez receives the ball again. Finds Arda Turan. Turan has skipped his way around Roncaglia in towards the edge of the penalty area. Lays it back to Iniesta. Deep ball over the top. Turan went down just inside the penalty area. Looked like he was body checked as he tried to get on the end of the return ball. The referee told him to get back to his feet. And Mathieu at the other end then eases the ball back to Ter Stegen, who will pass out from the back again. There's just no rest here.
No, it's a great game of football, end-to-end stuff. If this was the other scoreline, 3-0 to Barcelona, it would be a long half for Selta-Vigo. But credit to Barcelona, they're still plugging away, still trying to get that next goal, which will certainly put the nerves onto Selta-Vigo if they do get that. But they're matching them in every single area. They're not afraid now to step back there if they feel that they can get this fourth goal.
It's there for them on the counter-attack. The amount of bodies Barca are committing forward. Here's Daniel Vaz. It's an end-to-end topsy-turvy feel to the game. Even the introduction of Andres Iniesta hasn't really instilled any kind of control in the midfield for Barcelona. Celta have the ball at the back now. Under pressure from Neymar, it's eased forward towards Hernandez. Bounces in the centre circle, nobody can get it under control. Eventually then Iniesta does, prods it through to Andre Gomez. Forward towards Neymar, lovely flick from Neymar back to Andre Gomez. Into the path of Neymar again, it's high up into the air, off a Celta defender and almost looped over the top of the goalkeeper. Instead it lands high on the roof of the net and Barcelona have a corner.
Well, I think it was Gustavo Cabral that just made that dying challenge to stop the ball going back through to Neymar.
Just seeing the challenge again on Arda Turan as he looked to get on the end of the return ball from Neymar. We'll come back to that in a moment. The corner whipped in from the far side, headed away from around the penalty spot. Out as far as Sergi Roberto. And square to Jordi Alba. Across to the far side to Iniesta again. Left flank for Barca, who attack the goal across to our right in their dark bluey, purpley tops. Celta back on the ball with Iago Aspas running from the far side to the near side through the centre circle, but it's a poor pass from him, gives it away. Now a chance for Barca to try and capitalise. Near corner of the penalty area. Arda Turan looking to turn. Has to wait for support from Sergi Roberto, who then tries to get in behind, but his run is well tracked and it's cleared away by the Celta goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez. Barca have it back though with Turan. Down the line it goes again. Sergio Roberto still forward, tries to get the cross in. Once more it's turned away and out of play this time for a throw-in.
It's very difficult to mark, but Barcelona not really looking to put balls in from deep.
There's a cross in from Andre Gomez from the near side, blocked at the near post, and Vaz picks it up, slaloms away from a challenge on the edge of his own penalty area, turns in the left back position for Celta and just helps it forward, but now the home team are pressed back inside their own half. Square ball from Piqué to Iniesta. Exchanges passes with Neymar. Iniesta trying to jink away from Hernandez, who's all over him in the centre of the Celta half and eventually commits the foul.
Well, there's one thing when you are 3-0 up and you do get carried away in the excitement that you do go rushing around, you're putting pressure on Barcelona. You also need that other bit of composure in and around. When you have that ball, you now have to keep passing now. Take the initiative away from Barcelona a little bit, put together 3 or 4 passes.
Free kick for Barca is very central, but about 35 yards out, so Neymar's just going to dink it in towards the penalty spot. It was taken down on the chest by Piqué, just couldn't get free in the penalty area though. There were 3 sky blue shirts around him, eventually able to clear the ball. It's back with the Barca goalkeeper Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and they will start from square one again. Neymar. Barcelona usually do score. Expect them to get at least one back. Andres Iniesta. They have scored in each of their last 17 competitive games, including all 10 this season. The last team to stop them was Atletico in that Champions League quarter-final second leg. Here goes Andre Gomez towards the byline, stands it up to the back post. Neymar is there. It's headed up into the air though by Mayo, and it hung in the air and allowed the goalkeeper to come out and play.
Well, it's Andre Gomez who's starting to take a little bit more control in this game. Really making those great runs from midfield, running with the ball, trying to get to that byline, trying to create something for his side to get back into the game. But credit to Hugo Mayo, the Selta-Vigo captain, good header back to his goalkeeper.
It's a brilliant first time ball on from Suarez to Neymar on the far side, and Barcelona have won another corner. We're starting to see the relentless attacking style of Barcelona that we've become accustomed to seeing over the course of the last decade or so at least. Iniesta's crossing, and there's the header. It's into the back of the net. They have got one back. It's Gerard Piqué up from the back who heads it in past Sergio Alvarez, the Selta-Vigo goalkeeper, who came out and missed the ball. That might just be the kiss of life for Barcelona here this evening. Can they bring this one back from the brink? Selta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 1.
Well, I always said that the next goal was crucial, and they take a quick free kick. It's that man Iniesta. There's a quick one with Neymar, brilliant ball in. Alvarez, the goalkeeper, comes out to the edge of his 6-yard box, cleaning windows, doesn't get anywhere near it, and it's a great header from the Spaniard. Piqué attacks it brilliantly. The cross was absolutely perfect, and he's given his side a lifeline. I said the next goal was crucial, and I said if it goes to Barcelona, they could go on to get something out of this game.
Here they come again. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Celta in the first half. Barca looking to match that here in the second, but it's cleared away from the right back position. And almost already before the hour mark, a case of anywhere will do for Celta as they just hammer it clear. They've been able to pinch it back here though, as Luis Suarez went to ground. Picks himself back up hobbling, but Celta are getting on with it in the centre circle with Pablo Hernandez.
Yeah, it's important now they just keep the ball, be brave on it. There'll be pressure from Barcelona coming on, but you have to be brave, take touches, shield the ball, trying to create a bit of space, because that goal is certainly quieting the crowd down here now.
Gerard Piqué, who scored the winner in Germany in midweek when they came from a goal down to win in the Champions League. Well, this is going to have to be an even more special comeback if Barcelona are to even get a draw from this one, but he scored again, his first league goal of the season. And that's a long ball that's going to get Sisto in here for Celta over on the far side. Pulls it back towards Vaz, but Piqué is in the way, and he's doing a job for Barca at both ends of the field at the moment. And there's the striding run forward. He's gone on here, Gerard Piqué, as well. Into a centre forwards position again. Neymar onto Suarez. Piqué's perched on the edge of the penalty area. Neymar turning 30 yards from goal, back onto his left foot, jinking one way and then the other. Moves it across towards this near side, space for Arda Turan if he can pick out a cross, stands it up towards Neymar, couldn't quite get enough on the header. Celta battling for their lives here to try and clear it out of the penalty area, and fortunately for them it ends up safely in the hands of the goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez.
Well, we're just coming into the 60th minute, and this could be a long half an hour now for Celta Vigo. Barcelona scent blood, they feel that they can get this game back to at least we're getting the point with the goal from Piqué. They're in complete control of the game, and that goal for Barcelona certainly rattled Celta Vigo.
Celta 3, Barca 1, and we've played an hour here on La Liga Live. Andre Gomez getting more into the game, moves it on square to Sergio Roberto, approaching the edge of the D, almost slipped it into the path of Luis Suarez, who was locked and loaded and ready to enter the penalty area. Cleared away for Celta, up towards Iago Aspas, who's done well to get in front of Mathieu. And the throw-in has gone Barca's way. The Celta fans aren't happy, and Iago Aspas isn't happy either.
They completely lost their shape at the minute, Celta Vigo. Barcelona are just playing in all areas. Movement's been superb.
Piqué again stepping out to defence. Finds Sergio Roberto on this near side. Piqué again. He's playing like a box-to-box midfielder at the moment, the number 3. Arda Turan, near edge of the penalty area. Shimmying towards the byline, gets the cross in away again, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box, then headed on by Daniel Vaz. Bongonda, who's hardly seen the ball in this second half, just has to stab it clear.
That's what's happening now. They get 1 or 2 passes together, and they're trying to play it down the line to Aspas, who's completely isolated on his own now, and now it's just waves and waves of attack from Barcelona.
Moved on towards this near side to Arda Turan. Down the line it goes, in behind is Sergio Roberto, across goal, and Neymar was pouncing at the back post, ready for a tap-in, but it was cleared away into touch on the near side, just in front of the Brazilian, who was flying in at that back post. And you just feel, we said that Celta had Barca on the ropes, well now it's the other way around. We're going to have a change here from Toto Berizzo, the Celta manager, because he can see the problems in front of his very eyes at the moment. His team lead by 2 goals, but they are struggling against the defending champions, and there's still half an hour to play He needs to change things here. It's going to be a pair of fresh legs in the form of the Chilean Marcelo Diaz and Theo Bongonda, who only said a few seconds ago had hardly seen the ball in this second half. He makes way. Arda Turan gets the cross in from the near side, almost pinched by Suarez in the penalty area. Here's Turan again near side. Barca pressing across to the goal on our right here. Andres Iniesta tries to slide it in. Brilliant pass. Andre Gomez wriggle free in the penalty area. They're claiming for a penalty, and they're going to get one, Barcelona. Brilliant ball from Andres Iniesta, who on the occasion of his 600th club appearance has turned the game. The cross in for the goal for Piqué, the through ball for Andre Gomez in the penalty area, who was brought crashing down around the penalty spot, and now Barcelona have the opportunity to score 2 goals in the space of around 5 minutes and to get themselves well and truly back in contention here.
Well, I puffed my cheek straight away, wondering why it hadn't been given a penalty, but it just seemed like the referee just wanted to wait and wait and wait. Sergi Gomez comes across on Andre Gomez, making that run from midfield, which I was looking to, but that was an exquisite pass from Andre Iniesta. Completely bamboozled Selta-Vigo. Now Neymar has a chance from the 12 yards.
It's Neymar, the Brazilian golden boy. Central runner, hands on hips, up against Sergio Alvarez. What a game we're seeing here on La Liga Live. Stuttering run up from Neymar, and he slots it low, coolly into the bottom corner as the goalkeeper goes the wrong way. 5 goals in 7 games this season now for Neymar, 11 in his last 12 for club and country, and there is new life in the lungs of Barcelona. From 3-0 down, it's now 3-2, and we still have nearly half an hour to play.
Well, I said game on at 3-1. Now it's now or never for Selta-Vigo at 3-2. Never in doubt from Neymar. A little quick run, then he does that little shuffle, waits for the keeper to move first, and he goes to Neymar's left. Alvarez goes to his right, sends him the wrong way. I certainly feel a Barcelona win could be on here.
And this is one of the La Liga games of the season. We're bringing you here on La Liga Live this evening. 64 on the clock now. Selta-Vigo 3, Barcelona 2. 2 cracking matches between these two last season. 4-1 to Celta, 6-1 to Barca. This time it's a roller coaster ride of an affair, with Celta leading by 3-0. Barcelona coming back so strong in this second half after the introduction of Andres Iniesta. Now back to within a goal. Celta trying to help the ball forward via Sisto, but they just keep giving it back to Barcelona. Luis Suarez trying to run in behind. Roncaglia has to prevent the corner, and Celta will clear their lines, but you can just see that it's going to come straight back at them. There's no outlet.
Yeah, they're just literally launching the ball up and then just hoping with the waves of attack that are coming on, they can try and defend it out.
So in for Barcelona on the near side. Taken into Andre Gomez. Arda Turan trying to dance his way towards the byline, and the ball was flicked back off his toe and behind for a goal kick, and some much needed respite for Celta.
And the shape of Barcelona hasn't changed, but the personnel has. And Luis Enrique bringing off Rafinha. Turan going on that right hand side. The balance of the side looks so much better. Iniesta in midfield, and he's already come up with 2 assists. 1 led to the goal, 1 led to the penalty, showing his quality on his 600 game for Barcelona.
We're bringing you an absolute classic ahead of the international break, but there is more football on TalkSport 2 next Sunday evening. We've got live coverage of the World Cup qualifier between Moldova and the Republic of Ireland. That's a 7:45pm kickoff as well, so fear not. La Liga will be back in action in 2 weeks' time, but still more action next week. More action in this game too as Sisto drives it in from the near side. A rare sight of goal for Selta-Vigo in this second half, but a comfortable save.
Well, it's important that maybe the next 10 minutes, if you can, try and keep Barcelona out, because you know they're going to throw bodies forward. You could certainly get them on the counter-attack. Sisto, that man that can show that with the goal he's got already tonight. And he's going to get a few chances now, because Barcelona's so on top in every single area. You might only have 1 or 2 chances on goal, and you might have to take one of them.
Ball is out of play on the near side. We're just seeing a few statistics pop up on the monitor in front of us. 2 Barcelona shots on target. They've both gone in. They might have another one here. Thuram turning towards the byline. Neymar trying to flick it over his head in the penalty area, and he's claiming for a penalty again, I think. He fell down flat on his backside with his back to goal, tried to flick it over the top of his head, but it almost looked as if he'd been pulled back. He had been pulled back.
Well, he's lucky to be on the pitch, the captain Hugo Mayo. Neymar's got across him, and you can see him pulling his left arm, pulling him down, takes him off balance completely because he was inside the 6-yard box.
No doubt about it, it should have been a second Barcelona penalty in this second half, which would have given them a chance to come from 3 goals down to make it 3-3. Long ball launched forwards towards Sergi Roberto, who's playing like a right winger for Barcelona at the moment, and Celta just can't get out to their own half. They've conceded the throw-in on halfway over on the far side.
Well, I wondered how they would react in the first 2-3 minutes. They were pretty positive, and Gonda made that run in the first half, set to the side of the second half. But apart from that, it's all been Barcelona. You've got surges of blue shirts trying to play narrow, getting players behind the ball.
Piqué with the cross this time aimed at Neymar, turned away as he stumbled to the floor again, unchallenged this time in the penalty area. Marcelo Diaz trying to force it away with the outside of his right boot, and this time the throw-in on the far side just over halfway has gone Celta's way. What do they need to do now, Adam? What can they do to make sure Barcelona don't score a third goal?
Well, what's happened is now they're dropping so deep, the back four, the midfield are dropping even deeper, and it is Iago Aspas literally up front on his own. Before, you had Hernandez making runs forward, you had Pagonda getting involved, Sisto coming in off the line. You might have to go up against them for the next 5 minutes and stop them playing and play on the front foot. Ask them the questions rather than being put back on the back foot all the time.
Celta do have a chance to cross from a deep position. Instead it's a shot in anger really from the far side of the penalty area, off the far corner of the box. It would have taken something spectacular from Pablo Hernandez from there. It flies over the top of ter Stegen's crossbar, and Barcelona are up and running already. They've taken it and advanced it into the Celta half. Arda Thuram now from Sergio Roberto's pass. Thuram away from one challenge. Roncaglia now has to track his run back into the penalty area. Square it comes to Andre Gomez, halfway inside the Celta half now. Iniesta moves it forward towards Neymar. Iniesta again gets the return ball, glides away from one challenge. He's still going here, Andres Iniesta, and boy has he still got it. Outside of him is Andre Gomez. The cross is wild from the near side of the penalty area, off balance, and he spoons it away over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, again it's Iniesta, isn't it?
He's a class above, isn't he?
When you watch games and you're in a privileged position to commentate on some of the best players in the world, I've played against many good players myself, but he is by far, now we talk about Paul Scholes in England all the time, he is on a different level. Andres Iniesta,
at the club since the age of 12, he's gone on to become one of the greatest players to ever play the game. 32 major trophies, that's more than any other Spanish player in history. It's an honours roll that includes 8 La Liga titles, 4 Champions Leagues, a winning goal in the World Cup final of course for Spain, and 2 European Championships as well. It's the occasion of his 600th club appearance, and he's come off the bench at half-time looking to rescue at least a point for Barcelona, who trailed by 3 goals to Selta-Vigo. Now it's 3-2. We have 20 minutes to play here on La Liga Live.
Well, you said you've only had 2 starts this season. I think after tonight he could certainly be getting a run in the side again.
I suppose that they must feel they just have to protect him a bit more now. He's entered his 30s. Of course they're playing him in the Champions League as well, but he's only 32 and he looks as fresh as ever. Flick forward by Neymar towards Iniesta and turned away to the far side. Barcelona throwing 10 yards from the corner flag. Iniesta the first over there to grab the ball out of the crowd. And it's going to be taken in towards Iniesta again. Flicks it with the outside of his right boot, gets it back on the far corner of the box. Beat fast to the ball, receives it again Iniesta. He's touching the ball every few seconds now. Piqué forward from centre back again, looking to feed it in towards the edge of the penalty area, but Celta able to force it away and win the free kick, and importantly so, because the Barcelona pressure had been building again.
You see it so many times with Atletico Madrid. They get 2 banks of 4, and usually when the balls get cleared, you tend to squeeze up 5-10 yards. I think for Selta-Vigo, sometimes you just need to hold your line a little bit and to be brave in that final third.
So Barca have 2 of the 3 goals back. We just saw again another replay in front of us of the second penalty claim, which should have been given as Neymar was took back in the box. So they will feel they should have had a chance to make it 3-3. They may still get that chance in the final 20 minutes, although having scored 2 goals in 5 minutes, Celta have gone 8 or 9 minutes now, and just started to steady the ship a little. Although here go Barca again with Sergi Roberto, trapped by 2 by the corner flag, and Celta able to clear from the edge of their penalty area. It really is going to be a backs against the wall defensive effort from Celta now if they can cling on for the win. And there's a challenge there from Piqué, who's saying he won the ball, but he did so right through the back of the Argo Aspas on this near touchline, and the Celta substitutes and coaching staff were up off their bench protesting. There's a shake of the head from Gerard Piqué, but I think in the modern game you just can't challenge like that, and Piqué's been given a yellow card.
He's slightly from behind. You've seen those given as a good challenge. But I think when you're away from home in front of the home dugout, and every single one of their players come flying off the bench, and the manager Tito Bezzello comes off as well, goes into the book. There's been probably far worse challenges than that should have been yellow cards.
Free kick for Celta just a couple of yards off the touchline on the near side. 74 minutes now on the clock. Celta 3, Barcelona 2 here on La Liga Live. Roncaglia takes it and chips it long towards the edge of the D, flicked on towards Daniel Vass, who'd gone into the penalty area. Across to the far side it goes, but cleared away for Barcelona. Neymar trying to turn, drag back of the ball inside his own half before he clears it away down the left flank, hoping somebody could get on it, but instead it's put into touch by Celta, and we're going to see another Barcelona change. We're approaching the final quarter of an hour now, and I think it was vitally important in terms of the change of momentum, the flow of the game, Adam, that Celta went for a 10-minute spell without conceding.
Yeah, I mean, it was massive. I mean, you asked me the question, how do you defend against it? Sometimes you can't, and they
have to ride it out.
You do, and you need a little bit of luck. You need like the penalty incident, you need that to go against you. You need your goalkeeper now, Alvarez, not to come out for silly crosses and not make it. Players to be a lot braver on the ball.
Barca still waiting to make that change as Andre Gomez moves it down the line. Sergio Roberto forced back though, and the ball out into touch on the near side. I think they're going to make the change now, and it looks as though it's Denis Suarez who's coming on in place of Sergio Busquets. So Suarez, who's finally become a key member of the Barcelona first team, broke into the team this season 3 years after first signing for the club from Manchester City. He spent last season at Villarreal, the previous season at Sevilla. He's on for the final quarter of an hour. Barca coming forward over on the far side. Long ball into the box, and out to the edge of his penalty area comes Sergio Alvarez just to scoop it in.
Oh, it's no surprise that Luis Enrique now has just added another midfielder on. Busquets sitting in front of the back four. You don't really need to do that now because Selta-Vigo aren't keeping the ball. You feel that Mateo and Piqué could take care of Aspas on his own.
The ball is back with Ter Stegen. Oh, it's in! Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has been punished again, quite unbelievably. The Barcelona philosophy of trying to pass out from the back has come back to hurt them. Selta-Vigo lead by 4 goals to 2, and it was a clearance from Ter Stegen, who was at fault for the first goal this evening, that cannoned back in off a Celta player and into the net in the blink of an eye. And this is a result now that could send shockwaves right through Spanish football. Barca hit for 4 for the second season running at Celta, but you don't expect to score like this. Shocking goalkeeping from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He tries to chip it over the top of the Celta player coming to close him down. It's right onto the forehead and down in off the post. Quite unbelievable. Selta-Vigo, now thanks to the head of Pablo Hernandez, who didn't know a great deal about it, lead Barcelona by 4-2.
Well, I said he had mistakes in him, especially with the ball at his feet. We were talking about Guardiola bringing him in to play out from the back. I mean, you're so on top in the game and you're doing everything. You look like you're going to go and win it, and your goalkeeper goes and does that. He's made 2 mistakes now trying to play out from the back. You and I were talking about the way that Barcelona like to play. You can't always play like that sometimes. He's trying to be too clever. I mentioned the ball he did against Bilbao when we covered him against Barcelona on TalkSport 2. He literally played it across the 6-yard box, and he actually almost scored an own goal with it, almost passing it into his own net. When you got Jasper Cillessen, who they brought in, he'd be sitting on the bench tonight thinking, I must be to get in the game next up when they play.
Well, surely there's no chance of a Barca comeback now. That error from Marc-Andre ter Stegen has taken the wind out of their sails when they were pushing for the equalising goal. It's the way that the Barca managers down the years, starting really with Louis van Gaal and with Pep Guardiola, want their team to play, but boy is it a risky game, and we have seen evidence of that in Vigo this evening.
I mean, you're talking about trying to play out from the back.
And now Celta going through again. Iago Aspas, he skipped away from the last challenge into the penalty area, slides it past the goalkeeper, but he didn't catch it cleanly, and it wasn't going on target, and Barcelona are able to recover the ball and bring it forward. Iniesta gliding between 2 challenges, away from a third as well, and then a 4th stops him in his tracks. We're approaching the final 10 minutes. Iniesta wanted a free kick there, he's not going to get it. I don't know why they haven't filled out this stadium for this game tonight. Barcelona, the visitors in town, they beat them 4-1 here last season, and the fans that haven't shown up, well, they've missed something special. Neymar dribbling away through the centre circle, across to the near side, flicks it around the corner, picked up by Thuram. Now Sergi Roberto, square ball, moved on quickly by Denis Suarez to Neymar. Step over from him, onto his left foot, edge of the D, back onto his right, tried to get the shot in, too many bodies in the way. Sergi Roberto stands it up towards the back post, there's too much on it, and the ball ends up in the side netting as Jordi Alba looked to throw himself at it to keep it in play.
Well, I know Barcelona like playing out from the back, but they haven't got a goalkeeper that can do that in ter Stegen. I mean, they're throwing bodies forward now. I think Aspas just ran out of legs when he got to the just inside the penalty area. Just couldn't quite pass it past ter Stegen. And that's also what you hope for, Tim, is a mistake from somebody to get you back into the game.
That 4th Celta goal really was quite unbelievable. Having already been at fault for 1 goal, ter Stegen looked to chip it over the head of Pablo Hernandez, who was coming to close him down. He floated it right up onto the forehead of the Chilean, and it just ricocheted off his head, in off the post, without him really knowing a great deal about it. But that's what can happen when you work hard closing down people at the back, and Celta have done that all evening, and they deserve great credit. Arda Thuram's just been removed. I've not seen who's come on yet for Barcelona. There's a little cheer in this stadium because the referee just fell over. Celta 4, Barcelona 2. I think Paco Alcacer has come on for Jordi Alba. Thuram is still on the field, I beg your pardon, so it is Alcacer for Alba. And the ball is out into touch on this near side for a Celta throw-in. And that really is the last roll of the dice from Luis Enrique.
He's gone through at the back now. PK. Andre Gomez just sitting just in front of him. It's like a diamond where you associate with a sweeper, but Andre Gomez is just playing in front of PK and Mateo.
Looked like the ball might have stayed in play on this near side for Sisto to move towards the Barcelona penalty area, but it just crossed the line. And now Toto Berizzo is going to retaliate with a change of his own to try and shore things up for the final 8 minutes. We've played 82 on La Liga Live. It's Selta-Vigo 4, Barcelona 2. And you can hear the warm applause from all around this stadium. It looks like Daniel Vass is making way. All of these Celta players have put an awful lot in. They started slowly in the first 10 or 15 minutes, but found their feet in the game, and they have ran themselves into the ground for their manager and for their fans here. Now Vass is replaced by Johnny Castro, who's a very talented young fullback, 22 years of age. Started 5 games for the Spanish under-21s in qualifying for next year's Euros. So it's a slightly more defensive-minded approach. Barca have 7 minutes plus added time to score 2 goals. They're coming forward here with Suarez. There's not been much of a threat from Luis Suarez, or even from Neymar really, in this second half. It's Iniesta who's been pulling the strings to try and get them back into the game, and here he is again, skipping away from one challenge, driving forward. It's a fantastic run from Andres Iniesta. It'll find its way to Suarez, who's moving through the D now. It's a wonderful challenge to try and stop him, but he's still bulldozing his way on into the penalty area. Picked up on the near side for Barca. They'll try again with Denis Suarez. Back it goes to Andre Gomez again. Neymar, 40 yards out from goal, outside of the right boot, flicks it in, goalkeeper's come, not got there, had to retreat onto his line. Paco Alcacer turned the other way, didn't think he could slip it in from a tight angle, and then Neymar thinks he can beat the goalkeeper from over on the far side from a tight angle from about 40 yards out, and it flies over the top of the bar.
Well, it's a good attempt there from Alcacer. He thought when the keeper come out, Alvarez maybe shot, but he's ended up playing it back to Neymar, who flies it over the bar. As Castro just coming on in that midfield, you just need bodies in there now just to see this game out.
11 shots to 10 in favour of Selta-Vigo. They lead Barcelona by 4 goals to 2. It really has been an enthralling game throughout from the very first whistle. Piqué has the ball at the back as he squares for Andre Gomez, who's the latest Barca player to drop in between the defenders at the back and pick up the ball and try and start off attacks. Now over on the far side, it's picked up by Neymar in a deep position, looking to run. He's got Marcelo Diaz backing off him, then coming to confront him as he moves it on to Denis Suarez, just off the near corner of the penalty area. On to Sergio Roberto, back to Neymar again, halfway inside the Celta half, moves it on one further. He's playing like a deep playmaker at the moment, Neymar. Now it's Iniesta's job to try and do that. Meandering his way towards the far corner of the box, cross comes in and it's spurned up over the top of the crossbar at the near post. Close to another own goal in this game. Barcelona get the corner though.
Yeah, it's one of those horrible walls in. I tell you, Sergio Gomez, when he's facing towards his own goal, is bouncing it, slices it over the bar.
There's the corner, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Also very much running out of time. 4 minutes of the 90 to play. It's an untimely occasion to slip for Sergio Roberto. Run back high up the field though by Barca. Flick ball into the path of Luis Suarez. Again, it's another ball clearance. Celta, you feel maybe now just running off fumes as Barca look to set up a nervy finish with Denis Suarez getting away on the right wing, almost pulled back by Aspas, stands it up towards the back post. They've got another one back. What a roller coaster ride of a La Liga game. It's Gerard Piqué again, who's playing as a centre forward right now. It was a fantastic cross from Denis Suarez, just stood it up towards the back post. Piqué scores his second header of this second half, and Celta Vigo lead Barcelona by 4 goals to 3, and we still have 3.5 enthralling minutes to play.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting 5 minutes or so for Celta Vigo to see this out, but this was absolutely brilliant from Denis Suarez. He got to the byline, he hangs it up for Piqué, out jumps Mayo, the captain.
Luis Suarez in a hurry to take a throw in on this near side, but it went the other way. Oh, Barca are going to run out of time here. I think we need to extend the show by about half an hour to talk about this game. It has been non-stop, back and forth, momentum swings, goals in both halves. And a yellow card's been shown to Luis Suarez now for complaining about the decision to award the throw-in the other way. The only thing we're missing is a sending off.
Just a send there for Suarez with the modern day rules this season that you can't talk to the fourth official like that. Barcelona players now surrounding the referee, trying to get Hugo Aspas off as quickly as possible.
Another player who's run himself into the ground this evening. He's a fan favourite at the Estadio Municipal de Balaidos, and he's got another goal this evening to add to his impressive tally in Celta colours, and he's replaced for the final 2 minutes plus added time by John Guidetti, who was signed from Manchester City. Scored 12 goals last season after making the move to Spain. Just 2 League Cup appearances in his time in England. Here we go, 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to play, and I'm sure there'll be a few added at the end of the 90 as well. Neymar trying to dance away over on the far side. Denis Suarez. Out it goes towards the corner flag. The crossing was poor and behind everybody who'd made their way into the box, and it's cleared away. And cross to the far side, and it'll bounce out of play for a Barcelona throw. Taken down the line to Neymar. Neymar with a couple of step overs. Evades one challenge, away from 2. Slide ball in towards Paco Alcacer in the penalty area. Bumped away from the box though towards the far side. Here's Arda Turan, 90th minute. Cross comes in. Neymar gets free, and he heads back across goal. Angled towards the far post, but it just flies wide, and Celta are clinging to their lead by a thread.
It just goes agonisingly past the post from Neymar. It's a brilliant ball in for Turan. Brazilian heads it back across, and it just goes just past the post. And Vargas, the goalkeeper, slips, and he's just praying that that goes past the post. He's just hurt his knee when he slips as well.
So we're going to have a little stoppage here with the goalkeeper down as we approach the end of the 90 minutes. We'll have to wait now to see how many will be added on, and maybe extended by this injury to the goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez. You're listening to La Liga live on TalkSport 2, where it's Selta-Vigo 4, Barcelona 3. For all the latest news from La Liga, by the way, and the rest of the major leagues around Europe, do remember we've got the European Football Show every Thursday night from 10 o'clock with Nat Coombs and Andy Brassel. No doubt they'll have plenty to discuss from this game.
1 or 2 talking points. 5 minutes to go in injury time. Barcelona have one more chance in this game, I bet you. Will they take it or not? I don't know, but I just feel that they'll have one more chance. Goalkeeper's limping.
Who will it fall to? They have Neymar on the pitch. They have Suarez on the pitch. They have Iniesta, Alcacer, Turan, packed with firepower. We've seen a 7-goal thriller so far this evening. Is there going to be one more twist? Ball bounces under the control of Guidetti at the other end of the field, the wrong end of the field as far as Barcelona are concerned. They're missing the opportunity to go top of the La Liga table. Dink ball over the top. Celta trying to get in for one more, and it's headed back to the goalkeeper. And Ter Stegen bowls it out this time. Still insistent that Barca need to start from the back, as Piqué, who's on a hat-trick now, bursts over halfway. Onto the centre circle it goes towards Suarez. Back now to Sergio Roberto.
This is what you see so many times now, that many teams will be launching the ball into the box, not Barcelona. They'll be still looking to try and play it into areas, getting that ball around the 18-yard box and passing it.
Picked up on the near side by Denis Suarez. Deep crossing position, gets it into the box. There's a chance, headed past the post again by Gerard Piqué, who was a couple of feet away from completing the hat-trick.
Well, I said they'd have one more chance. Still 3 minutes to go. I still feel they could have another one, but this is a brilliant chance from PK. That's on target, it's in. Crabal doesn't get anywhere near. It's a brilliant ball in, he attacks it. Just can't quite get it on target. Neymar just hits it past the post as well, with a header a couple of minutes before.
Goal kick to Selta, and you can bet they will take as long as possible over it. Over halfway it goes, towards the far side where they're claiming for a free kick and they're going to get one. And the challenge was too robust from Mathieu in the air.
Oh, that's perfect now for the home fans and for Selta-Vigo now. Free kick, certainly a foul. It's a clumsy challenge there from the Frenchman. Needless now. They'll take as long as they can now to take this goal, to take this free kick.
We played 3 of the 5 indicated added minutes. Celta 4, Barcelona 3 here on La Liga Live. Neymar trying to get the ball back for Barca, but able to wriggle away is Guidetti. Might still be one more chance for them from 25 yards. It's a comfortable save for Sergio Alvarez. The return ball to Guidetti was on there.
Yeah, it was. He chose the wrong option. Has to be clinical in that final third. Goes for goal.
Barca just can't get control of the ball, but they might now. Celta failing to clear, chipped into the penalty area. Nobody had really made their move in there yet though, and Celta put it out to play for a throw-in on the near side. 93.5 minutes played. Celta 4, Barca 3. Oh, we're going to have one more chance. Denis Suarez with the throw-in into the near side of the penalty area, and the free kick goes against Arda Turan. And again, Celta can compose themselves and take their time and allow those precious seconds to trickle away.
Well, that foul on Crabal was met by a bigger cheer than all 4 of their goals tonight. It's been an absolutely brilliant game of football. As you and I said, even at 3-0 down, this game was nowhere near over for Barcelona. And if it wasn't for a mistake from Ter Stegen, I think they'd have gone on and won this.
Yeah, we thought Barcelona could get 3 goals back, and they have done. What we didn't anticipate was that shocker from Ter Stegen at the other end.
Just especially the timing of the game, the momentum. And Barcelona was so on top. Selta-Vigo didn't have any answer whatsoever of defending that 3-goal lead, and it's an absolute shocker from Ter Stegen. 2 mistakes from playing out from the back.
Celta 3-0 up at half-time, 3 goals in 11 minutes. Barca 2 back in the space of 6 minutes in the second half, with still around half an hour to play. Hernandez then, after that horrible mistake from Ter Stegen, giving Celta a bit more breathing room, making it 4-2, but Piqué scored around 7 minutes ago now to make it 4-3 and set up this nervy finish. And here goes Neymar. The 5 added minutes are up over on the far side, and the ball's run out of play. And is that the full-time whistle? Well, you can hardly hear it because of the roar from the home fans. What a La Liga game we have just witnessed. Selta-Vigo cling on to all 3 points. They've beaten Barcelona on home soil for the 2nd season running to make it 4 straight wins this campaign. Unbelievable, incredible, remarkable, unfathomable game of football that Selta-Vigo win 4-3, and what a blow they have just dealt to the championship challenge of the defending champs. Remarkable game, 3 up inside of 33 minutes, a couple of goals for Barca back in the second half. We thought they would go on and get a 3rd, but then the terrible mistake from Marc-Andre Ter Stegen that made it 4-2 as it ricocheted in off the head of Pablo Hernandez. That proved to be the difference in the second half, just about enough to get Selta-Vigo over the line, as Piqué then came up with his 2nd to make it 4-3, but that was all Barcelona could muster. Final thoughts, Adam Virgo.
An absolutely brilliant game of football. Best one I've done since TalkSport 2 have been covering La Liga. It just had absolutely everything. You mentioned, apart from the sending off, had goals, excitement, chances. Should it have been a penalty on Neymar when it was 3-2? That could have been 3-3. Goalkeeping's mistake. I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight's game of football, and I'm sure Diego Simeone will be very happy tonight. And now the 1-1 result for Real Madrid doesn't look as bad now, does it?
Full time at the Estadio Municipal de Balaidos. Catch your breath. It's finished Celta 4, Barcelona 3.